partition of India, 1 million people died. In the breakup of Yugoslavia, 1 person died. Literally, the deaths in the partition of India was 1 million times the deaths in the breakup of Yugoslavia. Good afternoon, respective opponents and adjudicator. My name is Nicole Lee, and today I will be arguing the motion that the breakup of Yugoslavia was not more significant than the partition of India. With that in mind, I will begin with response to some of my honorable opposition's points. Firstly, our honorable opponents have taken our 3 points and generalized them into one single point and just used one argument to rebut our point. And that argument was that the breakup of Yugoslavia affected the rest of the world. However, we feel that this argument in itself is completely illogical, and there was no factual evidence for how it affected the world, and it is just one huge generalized vague point with zero support. Even though they kept on emphasizing that it was about the rest of the world and the aftermath and the impacts, but what were the aftermath and what was the impacts? And we are begging the other team to prove their point, especially because it is the only point that they have used to oppose our 3 supported points. There is also a big hole in the argument of the affirmative team. They have said that the breakup of Yugoslavia was the last piece in the domino effect. And just if we analyze this argument, there is a huge logical hole in this. Being the last part of a domino effect means that the breakup of Yugoslavia was the item that was being affected. It would be reasonable to say that the driving force of the domino effect, the very first domino, is significant because it is the driving force and it is the thing that started the entire thing. But the breakup of Yugoslavia was simply the last piece. It did not create change, and it is not significant. It is just something that happened because of something else. The breakup of Yugoslavia in itself, which our opposition has defined for us, is just a result of something else. And this just comes to show how insignificant it is. Now I will move on to our points here on the negative side. As I mentioned in my introduction, India had significantly more deaths, and we cannot deny that the lives of people are important. People are essentially the most important thing, and it is what our lives are all about. And no matter how many points our honorable opposition bring up, the fact that there were 1 million deaths and 1 million people being affected outweigh any other arguments. Our second point is that India is physically bigger, and it is the second biggest country in the world. When we received this motion, India immediately sparked our attention, and we know what India is. But when we come to look at the breakup of Yugoslavia, I'm sure that ourselves and our opponents were frantically looking for information on this country that not many people have actually heard about. Our opposition has defined significance as more worthy of attention, and the fact that it is bigger itself just comes to show that how worthy of attention it is. Our last point is the point of religion versus ethnicity, which is a major clash between the breakup of Yugoslavia and the partition of India. The partition of India was a fight for religion, and God ultimately is above all because God is what created our world and created our people. And people in India take religion very seriously, and the fact that they are arguing for religion, which is something so big and so significant to them, in comparison to ethnicity, just comes to show how much more significant the partition of India is. And for the reasons above, we are proud to oppose. Thank you.